All right, thank you guys. Welcome to our NHL video here today for Monday, March 15th. And if you're new here, I just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to my channel. My name is Brock Page and I do sports picks for free right here on YouTube. And if you want to find out how many of these picks I make here today are also being featured on my premium content, you may want to think about checking me out at patreon.com/BrockPage. Now, I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. But with that said, guys, we got ourselves a pretty good slate of NHL action here today. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm talking about the Predators taking on the Lightning, 4 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Tampa. Tampa Bay's the hefty $3.20 favorite on the money line. Totals 5.5 juice to the over. Now, the Nashville Predators are plus 260 for an upset victory. They're actually catching even money, catching the goal and a half on the puck line. Pekarine's projected in the net for the Predators. Curtis McElhinney slated for the Lightning. Now, we're 7-1 in my last 8 extra daily picks on my Patreon website. And access to the extra daily pick tier membership on that Patreon site is just $2.99. We're also 8-3 with a push in our last dozen crowd pleaser teasers on my Patreon page as well. We currently have over 1,300 members signed up and active on that site. And if you want to join those folks and get in on the action, link for that page is in the description section below. Once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. Now, Tampa Bay's leading the NHL in scoring on average per contest. They're also 10-1 straight up at the Amalie Arena, 9-2 on the puck line in those 11 home games. Certainly cashing in tickets for folks laying the goal and a half. Steven Stamkos has a dozen goals on the season already, 13 assists, 25 total points for the center. Meanwhile, Andre Palat has 11 goals himself, along with 26 total points. Now they're taking on a Nashville club who's on a 3-game losing streak, and they also dropped 6 out of their last 7. Now, the Preds have been victorious in just 4 of 14 road games, and they average just 2.2 goals per contest when they travel. The Preds have also been victorious in just 2 of 17 when catching plus money. Now, total-wise, Nashville saw 6 out of their last 7 contests get over the total of 5.5 goals. 9-5 to the over officially when they travel. Meanwhile, the Lightning saw their last 5 straight get over the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Tampa Bay Lightning minus 1.5 and the over 5.5 goals. Next matchup, it is going to be Canucks Senators, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The Vancouver Canucks are what are they? The Vancouver Canucks are the $1.70 favorite. That's what they are. Total 6.5 juice to the under. Ottawa's plus $1.50 to win it, minus 160 to keep it close. Thatcher Demko's the expected starting goaltender in the crease for Vancouver. Joey Dackard for the Senators. Now, Dackard's just 1-3 straight up in 4 starts this season. 343 goals against average, 897 save percentage for the youngster. Ottawa's been victorious in just 10 of 31 contests this season, and they rank dead last in goals allowed per contest. Now, they're taking on a Canuck team who won 4 out of their last 5 themselves, and they rank in the top 5 in offensive shots on goal on the road. Vancouver's getting nearly 32 pucks on net a game when they travel. Brock Boeser, great name. He's scored 14 times this season along with 15 assists. Meanwhile, Bo Horvat's got a dozen goals himself, 21 total points for the center. Now, total-wise, Vancouver's last 5 straight all stayed under the total of 6.5 goals. 7 out of their last 8 also stayed under that number. Meanwhile, the Senators are averaging just 2.6 goals per contest on the offensive end themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Vancouver Canucks minus $1.70 and the under 6.5 goals. Next matchup, it is going to be Blackhawks, Panthers, 7 o'clock Eastern start time. The Florida Panthers are the $1.65 favorite, number 6 flat. Sergei Bobrovsky's probable for Florida, Kevin Lankinen for Chicago. Now, the Blackhawks have won just 7 of 16 road games, and they score just 2.4 goals per contest when they travel. They're taking on a Florida squad who's 8-3-3 on their home ice, and they rank in the top 3 in the NHL in offensive shots on goal. Barkov and Hornquist each have 11 goals apiece. Huberdeau, Verhaeghe, and Vetrano each have 10. Vancouver. The Panthers are currently on a 3-game winning streak, and they also won 5 out of their last 6. Now, total-wise, Florida's 8-6 to the under at the BB&T Center. Chicago's 9-7 to the under in their road games themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Florida Panthers minus $1.65 and the under 6 goals. Next contest, it is going to be Capitals Sabres, 7 p.m. East. The Washington Capitals are minus 240 away from home. Total 6 juice to the under. Samsonov for the Caps, Hutton for the Sabres. Now, Carter Hutton's, he's just 1-8 through 9 starts this season. 315 goals against average, 893 save percentage. I've been getting a big laugh out of these fails today. But anyway, the Sabres have been victorious in just 6 of 26 contests this year. And they posted a record of just 2-9-2 on their home ice. Now, Buffalo's in the bottom 5 in goals allowed at home, and they average just 1.7 goals per contest on their home ice. That's horrible. Now, Buffalo's currently on a 10-game winless streak. They're squaring off against a Capitals squad who's on a 4-game winning streak themselves, 8-1 straight up in their last 9. Now, the Caps have gone 9-3-2 when they travel, and they successfully cashed in on the puck line in over 64% of their road games. Washington is in the top 10 in defensive shots on goal on the road, top 3 in scoring. Now, Ovechkin, Backstrom, and Verana are all tied for the club lead with 10 goals apiece. Washington is 8-1 straight up as the official Vegas favorite. And when it comes to the number in this one, Washington's last 3 straight all got over the total of 6 goals. The Caps are officially 8-6 at the over on the road. Meanwhile, the Sabres saw 5 out of their last 6 outings get over the total of 6 goals themselves, 60% to the over in their last 10 meetings with Washington. I'm going to lean toward the Washington Capitals minus 1.5 and the over 6 goals. All right, next contest, it is going to be Flyers Rangers, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The Philadelphia Flyers are minus $1.20 away from home, total 6 flat. Carter Hart for the Flyers, Keith Kincaid for the Rangers. Now, believe it or not, guys, Kincaid's been real good for New York in a trio of starts this season. I know it's been limited action, but he comes into this game with a 153 goals against average and a 933 save percentage for the 31-year-old. The Rangers are in the top 10 in defensive shots on goal, and they give up just 2.6 goals per contest at Madison Square Garden. They're taking on a struggling Flyers club who lost 4 out of their last 5. And they rank in the bottom 3 in the NHL in offensive shots on goal. Now, Carter Hart's also gotten the W in just 6 of 13 starts this season. 360 goals against average, 887 save percentage. So needless to say, the Fly Guys are in the bottom 5 defensively in goals allowed on the road. Now, total-wise, Philadelphia's 8-3 to the over when they travel, 17-8 to the over for the year. No real surprise there. I'm going to lean toward the underdog New York Rangers plus $1. And the over 6 flat. Next game, Bruins, Penguins, 7 o'clock Eastern, puck drop in Pittsburgh. The Boston Bruins are the $1.20 favorite on the road. Totals 5.5 juice to the under. Tuukka Rask is the slated netminder here for Boston. Tristan Jarry for the Pens. Now, Jarry comes into this matchup with an 11-7 record through 18 starts. 299 goals against average, 901 save percentage. The Pens are an impressive 11-2 at the PPG Paints Arena, and they rank in the top 10 defensively in goals allowed at home. The Pens are also in the middle of a 5-game winning streak. They're taking on a Boston team who lost 6 out of their last 9 themselves, and they also successfully cashed in on the puck line in just 2 of 14 road games. That is insane. Boston is averaging just 2.3 goals per contest when they travel. And when it comes to the total in this one, Boston went 11-5 to the over in their last 16 meetings with the Penguins. So if you're into historical trends, it's certainly leaning toward the over in this one. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh is officially 9-4 to the over on their home ice this season. I'm going to lean toward the underdog Pittsburgh Penguins plus $1 and the over 5.5 goals. Next matchup, it is going to be Canadiens Jets, 8 p.m. Eastern start time. The Montreal Canadiens are minus $1.20, totals 5.5, juice to the over. Carey Price in net for Montreal, Connor Hellebuyck for Winnipeg. Now Hellebuyck comes into this matchup 12-7 through 19 starts, 281 goals against average, 911 save percentage. The Jets have won 7 out of their last 10 contests, 9-4 with an overtime loss on their home ice. Winnipeg's in the top 10 in the NHL in home scoring. And they're led by Nick Ehlers, who's got 14 goals along with 15 assists. Now Ehlers is also a plus 10. Scheifele and Connor each have a dozen goals apiece themselves. They're taking on a Montreal team who lost their last 2 straight, and they also dropped 7 out of their last 10. Now, real quick here, out of Montreal's 16 road games on the year, they've been victorious in just 7 of them. And when it comes to the scoring in this one, Montreal saw 7 out of their last 10 meetings with Winnipeg get over the posted total. Meanwhile, Winnipeg is 8-6 to the over on their home ice, 16-11 to the over for the entire year. I'm going to lean toward the underdog Winnipeg Jets plus $1 and the over 5.5. Next matchup, it is going to be Edmonton versus Calgary, 9 o'clock East. The Calgary Flames are minus $1.25, number 6. Jake Markstrom expected for the Flames, Mike Smith for the Oilers. Now guys, Mike Smith comes into this game with a 9-2-2 record, 216 goals against average, 927 save percentage. The Oilers have won 4 out of their last 5, and they find themselves winning nearly 70% of their road games. They're also giving up just 2.4 goals per contest when they travel. Now they're taking on a Calgary team who scores just 2.7 goals per game, and they lost 4 out of their last 5 meetings with Edmonton. Now total-wise, 3 out of Calgary's last 4 stayed under the total of 6 goals. They're officially 17-11 to the under for the entire season. Meanwhile, 8 out of Edmonton's last dozen road games stayed under the line themselves. I'm going to lean toward another underdog. Give me the Edmonton Oilers plus 105 and the under 6 goals. And with that, guys, we're going to dive into our next and final matchup of the show. It is going to be Sharks Knights, 10 p.m. start. The Vegas Golden Knights are minus 245, total 6.5, juice to the under. Fleury for the Golden Knights, Jones for the Sharks. Martin Jones has a 364 goals against average, 884 save percentage. The Sharks are in the bottom 3 in the NHL defensively in goals allowed. They also allow 33 shots on net per game when they travel. They're taking on a Vegas team who's on a 2-game winning streak, 8-2 straight up in their last 10. The Knights are in the top 10 in home scoring, and they boast a record of 10-2-1 at the T-Mobile Arena. Max Pacioretty leads the club with 13 goals, along with a dozen assists. Meanwhile, Mark Stone has 22 total assists, and he's a plus 16 when he's on the ice. Good things happen when Stone is on the ice. Now, total-wise, Vegas is 9-4 to the over at home. San Jose is 10-6 to the over when they travel. I'm going to lean toward the Vegas Golden Knights minus 1.5 and the over 6.5 goals. And with that, guys, we're going to dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, powered to you by my Patreon website, where we are 7-1 in our last 8 extra daily pick tier package plays on that Patreon page. We're also 8-3 with a push in our last dozen crowd pleaser teasers on that page as well. I didn't write down the picks for the quick pick recap. Oh no. This is going to be a slow one. Maybe I'll just write them down. Nobody listens to the quick pick recap anyway. They just read them. So anyway, guys, that is going to do it for me. No, I got to read them because I posted on TikTok. Nah, we'll just skip it today. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for me. Real quick, just got to quickly remind you that all the content here on my YouTube channel is for entertainment purposes only. I don't make any guarantees of any kind. And with that, guys, that is going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. If you guys decide to get a package here today, just keep in mind we'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So when you sign up today. You're going to get access to that particular content through the end of March. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.